To that big picture conversation with Chief Jeri Williams, who took the time today, even with all of that going on, to sit down with us. ABC 15's Justin Pizzera is live outside police headquarters with more on that conversation. Justin, what did you learn?
Hey, good evening, Stephanie. This conversation that we had with the chief was actually planned earlier this week. It was just a coincidence that this interview happened less than 24 hours after the 34th officer-involved shooting here in Phoenix. And I can tell you that the chief was pretty blunt. She said she has no idea why this keeps happening.
It's been a scene we've seen time and time again this year, 34 times to be exact. Crime scene tape stretching across city streets and sidewalks as detectives piece together yet another officer-involved shooting.
Thoughts are there's an alarming trend.
Chief Jeri Williams has been in law enforcement for more than 30 years, and this is one problem she can't figure out.
These shootings have happened all over the city. These shootings have happened with different ethnicities, with different genders. I wish I knew one key cause of it, which is why I think it's critically important to have this study to begin that process of really drilling down and dissecting what's happening.
The chief is referring to a Washington, D.C. based firm the city has hired to figure out why Phoenix is seeing so many officer-involved shootings. It's costing $149,000 to get some insight, but there's been heated debates over the study, its relevance, and if the city should drop six figures.
Get rid of the city manager, get rid of the deputy city manager, get rid of this police chief. It's time. This lethal experiment is not something we're going to tolerate any further.
Besides the study, the chief says the department has increased its training, running more officers through de-escalation techniques, and is offering up classes to the community to see what it's really like to be a cop. The chief says she's keeping things in perspective. The department receives more than 1 million calls for service, and the majority of those calls end just fine.
There were 34 individuals who made a conscious choice to be aggressive towards law enforcement. 34 out of 1.5 million people, so we really need to keep it in perspective.
So to give you some more perspective, in 2017 we had 21 officer-involved shootings for the entire year in Phoenix. Again, we had 34 from the beginning of this year through the middle of August, and again we are just in the middle of August. We're live in downtown Phoenix. Justin Pizzera, ABC 15, Arizona.